a world full of fears.
Huh?
There is a team on a mission. They are the Fear Busters. Who you gonna call? Fear Busters.
Hey guys, I want to talk to you a minute about why we're doing this series. You know, everything in our world has been changing and sideways and upside down and weird and wonky ever since spring break of last school year. And now we've all just started school, some of us at home, some of us are going back in the building with masks on and 6 feet apart and all these rules. And everywhere we go has new rules and people telling you what you can and can't do, and your parents are always telling you to wash your hands and be careful of your germs, and it can just bring a lot of fear and anxiety to our hearts and our minds and our bodies. And that is totally normal. It's totally normal. I'm an adult and I have fears, and I bet that you guys have some fears too. So we're going to talk about different ways that we can bust our fears through different things that Jesus says in the Bible. So during this series, if you guys have anything that you want to talk about, any fears that you want to talk about, I want to invite you to get a hold of me. Ask your parents. They know my contact information. If they don't, they can call the church. I would love to talk to you, to text you or FaceTime you or whatever is allowed, and we can talk about your fears, because that's what's important. Everybody gets scared, and that's okay. But we have to talk to people about it, and we should talk to God about it too. So I hope that this next couple of weeks is super helpful for you guys. Just know that we love you, we miss you, all of your teachers miss you, and we're gonna have some fun busting our fears.
Are you ready for this?
Uh-huh. Yo.
Okay, McKinley loves canoeing with her dad, but last time they went, the canoe flipped over and she's really scared to try again. How can she bust that fear?
She should go canoeing with her dad again and have faith that God is with her. The Bible tells us that God spoke and created the heavens and the earth, the trees, animals, sun and moon, and everything we see. What do you think about God when you look at what He created?
That He is real and powerful and awesome. And that's how we have faith, by believing God is real. So, we're learning how to be fear busters today.
Whether it's a friend that has a fear or one of our own that needs busting, God is bigger and more powerful than any fear we have.
Yep, today we're learning how we can bust our fears with faith. Faith is believing that God is real and that we can trust Him with our lives.
But no matter what fear we are dealing with, the best way to start is by talking about it.
Today's story is about how Jesus helped the disciples see that they could have faith when they were afraid. And just like the disciples, we can bust our fears with faith too.
But first, you guessed it, it's time to worship.
Oh yeah.
Your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise, pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only. in our lungs. So we pour out our praise, pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs. So we pour out our praise to you only. And all the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry, these bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. And all the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry, these bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. It's your breath in our lungs. So we pour out our praise, pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs. So we pour out our praise to you only. It's your breath in our lungs. So we pour out our praise, pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs. So we pour out our praise to you only. Great are you, Lord. Great are you, Lord.
Hey 5th and 6th grade, my name is Miss Elena and I'm so thankful you tuned in. Wherever you're at, maybe you're on the go, maybe you're at home, maybe you're in your living room. Wherever you are, we're thankful you are here and that you're tuning in. And we're excited about what we're going to talk about today, which is fear versus faith. And I love this topic specifically because everyone experiences fear. Everyone, no matter who you are, no matter how strong you are, no matter how confident you are going to experience fear at some point in your life. And fear and faith are they're not really friends. They're actually kind of in a battle for our attention all of the time. And I think about it just as I think about almost like a wrestling match. I know that's a funny analogy, but work with me here. In this wrestling match, you have faith in this corner, weighing in 200 pounds of faith to know that God's made me who I am, that God has made me on purpose for a purpose. Faith to know that I am enough. Then in this corner, you have fear weighing in however much it weighs. And it says, I'm not good enough, that I'll never be good at certain things, that I'll never measure up. These two are in a battle, and today I want to share how faith is going to win this battle. In Matthew chapter 4, there's a story I want to paint a picture for you. Their 12 disciples drop everything they know and follow Jesus. You may have heard this story before, but I'm going to break it down for us. They get in a boat. Jesus has been teaching all day. Jesus says, let's go to the other side. They get on the boat, and Jesus actually goes and takes a nap. He had been teaching all day, so he rested. And the disciples are just hanging out while they cross over. Then this huge storm comes through, and the winds and the waves start coming in, and the boat starts rocking. Maybe you've been in a boat, or maybe you've just been in the water, and the ocean and the waves are really rocking, and they're pushing you back and forth. And it got really scary there for a while. So the disciples are like, where's Jesus? They panic and fear comes over them. And they go and they wake him up. And they say, Jesus, there's a storm. What are we going to do? At the end of the passage, Jesus wakes up and he looks out to the storm and he commands the winds and the waves to be still. And in that moment, a calm came over everyone involved. The winds, the waves slowed down. The boat was able to cross safely. Jesus looks at his disciples and says, why are you afraid? Do you still have no faith? And in that moment, I feel that the story speaks to us. It says, hey, I know you're afraid. I know that this is a scary moment, but do you have no faith that I am with you? I just want to encourage you out there today, if you're listening, I want you to know that Jesus is in your boat. He's coming alongside you, that no matter what fear brings you, whatever emotions you feel, whatever you're afraid of, I want you to think about those things and know that Jesus is in your boat. If you call on his name, he is attentive and is right there to wake up and be ready to answer any questions you have, to answer any needs you have. I want everyone to take their pointer finger and put it to their head, because fear starts here. Fear starts in our minds. Fear starts with a thought. Starts in our minds and becomes something that we can't control, and we get afraid of it. I'm scared of, I'm fearful of, fill in the blank. In the Bible, it says that perfect love casts out all fear. The heart is where faith starts. To know that we love God and can have faith to believe that he is going to take care of us. No matter what experiences you've had, or no matter what's affected us in a certain way, no matter what we see or think, what's in our hearts is faith, that we love God, we have a relationship with God, and as we talk to him about these fears, they begin to just go away, and it's amazing how that happens. And I know from personal experience that this is what happens when we love God. When we come alongside him and allow him in our boat, he helps us to see that faith is attainable, that we can have faith over fear.
Hey Fearbusters, my name is Carlos, and I'm calling in because I'm so afraid of thunderstorms. And there's one going on right now. There's so much flashing light and loud noises. I need some help busting my fear. Send me some help as soon as you can.
Sometimes when we're scared of things like a thunderstorm, it helps to know the facts about what's going on up there. So first, let's talk about lightning. Have you ever walked across the carpet and felt a spark or a shock from the next thing that you touched? Well, that's because you made static electricity, which is kind of like lightning, just a really small version of it. Now, when you see a big storm cloud in the sky, it's full of rain and ice droplets. The wind stirs up those drops and they bump into each other, causing energy between them. The friction of them rubbing against each other stirs up so much energy that it creates electricity, kind of like this. So these are quartz rocks. When you rub them together in the light, it doesn't look like anything is happening. But in the dark, it makes electricity. So, friction makes electricity. And electricity has so much negative energy that it's attracted to anything with positive energy, kind of like a magnet. And that makes lightning bust out of the clouds towards either the ground or another cloud, whichever one has more of the opposite energy. Now, lightning is hot. Wait, how does ice and rain that are cold make lightning that is hot? Well, that's friction. When one thing bumps up against another thing, it makes heat. Try this. Rub your arm. The longer you rub your arm, the warmer it gets, right? It kind of gets hot. So cool. So like I was saying, lightning is hot and the storm clouds are full of ice and water, which means the air is cold. So, we've got our hot and we've got our cold, right? All right, so when you smack hot air up against cold air, it makes a loud sound called thunder. And that's how we get thunder and lightning. And it sounds really scary, but it's kind of cool with all the stuff going on up there. So, I hope that helps you guys be a little less afraid of thunderstorms the next time they happen.
Well, I can't wait until another thunderstorm happens. Now that I know all the facts about them, it makes them really interesting. And even if I get scared when the next storm comes, I can remember our memory verse.
Oh yeah, what was that again?
I prayed to the Lord, and He answered me. He freed me from all my fears. Psalm 34:4.
Okay, so remember, anytime we feel afraid, we can pray and tell God all about it and trust that He is there for us even though we can't see Him.
Yep. And we can talk to our parents and our friends about it too.
Man, even though fear can be scary and makes us feel yucky inside, it really is fun finding ways to bust our fears together. It makes this not so good feeling go away a lot faster. See you guys next week. Bye.
Thanks for joining us. See you next time.